And he told me that he would just like to say a few things about Windsor chairs and how they're built. So Luke.
Yeah, I want to say a few words about these chairs. I put a lot of work into them. They mean a lot to me. So I wanted to make sure, everybody could appreciate them maybe just as much as I do. And so the two largest questions that I get is what is a Windsor chair and what is an American Windsor chair? And this here is an American Windsor chair. And I guess what defines a chair as a Windsor chair is that all the parts anchor into the seat. You can see it looks like all the parts of the chair are growing right from the seat here. And so what defines it as an American Windsor chair is that the Windsor chair in this form, it being very light and elegant and thin, was an American innovation. It has its roots in Europe, but it really reached the height of quality and design in the hands of the American craftsman. And I get the privilege to add to that craftsmanship and kind of continue that legacy. And so I want to tell a little bit about how the chairs are made and how they've always been made. So the chair, the Windsor chair, is always made out of 3 different types of wood. And that's one of the reasons why it kind of reached the height of the quality and craftsmanship in the American craftsman, because we have very unique woods up here in the Northeast, and especially right here in Michigan. So the 3 different types of wood that are used, the legs, all the turn parts are turned out of a hard maple, which we live in the Maple City, so I have no problem finding that. And I start with logs, and all the parts are riven out. I get the best of the best wood from the best of the best logs. And the hard maple, it's very tight grained, it's very fine, and it can take details so fine when you turn it that it can actually cut you. The seat is typically made out of a softer type of wood. About 90% of the time it's made out of a wood known as Eastern White Pine, and that just happens to be the state tree of Michigan. So I'm lucky there as well. And all the steam bat parts are made out of white oak. And white oak, most people think of white oak that it's like a flooring material. It's very hard and very rigid, but that's only when it's worked in a certain manner. But when you start with logs and you rive the material from the logs, then you get wood that has very different properties than traditional boards that everybody thinks of. And you can see just how flexible these chairs are here. And what that does is that it makes for a very comfortable chair. It conforms to your body, and it kind of gets a memory. So the more you sit in it, the more it will form to your own body. The white oak also steam bends very well. And so all the spindles and all the steam bent parts are made from white oak. And it makes for a really great chair. And that's a reason why the chairs are painted. If you notice that these are painted chairs, because having the contrasting woods of 3 different materials in a stained finish just quite wouldn't look right. So they're always painted. And this is a traditional milk paint finish. So it's 2 layers of milk paint. It's a layer of yellow milk paint and a layer of black milk paint. And then over top of that is a coat of shellac. And the shellac just kind of seals the milk paint so it doesn't get off on your clothes. And now, these chairs, they're very beautiful, but I don't consider them to be finished. A finished chair needs to be lived in, it needs to be used. So I don't want anybody to baby these chairs. I want people to change light bulbs on these chairs. I want the kids climbing on them. I want the dogs up on them. And then in 10 years, then they get to start to develop a patina, and everybody gets to add their own story to the chair. So, use it, abuse it, and love it just as much as I do.
Thank you very much, Dave.